Dina Sabley, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States of America and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. In 1992, I stood in a room with about 15 other people, and I took that oath to join the military. One thing I did not know and that they did not tell us was that 1/3 of that room at some time is projected to be homeless. They proudly stood their post, but some may need a little help when they come home. My goal is to better inform you this evening that veterans' homelessness is real and should not be ignored. I want to educate you on the statistics of homeless veterans, what may cause their situation, and make you aware of how our government is getting involved. VeteransInc.com stated in 2014 that there are roughly 22.5 million homeless veterans in the United States. 300,000 of our veterans tonight alone will not have a pillow to lay their head on. Primary causes of homelessness for veterans are the physical issues and any disabilities due to loss of limbs, their eyesight, because of roadside bombs or IEDs they may encounter in Afghanistan and Iraq. Mental health issues such as PTSD and military sexual trauma. The lack of income, based on non-transferable skills that they learn in the service that do not transfer out into the civilian world. The amount of education or the lack thereof, mainly in the age 21 bracket. Our young men and women are going straight from high school into the military because they can't afford to go to college. They need that money. So therefore, they don't have enough college skills, such as you and I do, who have been out in the workforce and know what the real world is all about. They have troubles adjusting to the civilian life. There's not enough services for the newly transitioned men and women that are coming out of the military. And the biggest of all is substance abuse. It's like a snowball effect. They go into the military, they serve overseas, they see these things that they just can't get rid of. The PTSD is diagnosed, and in order to cope, they start using drugs and drinking alcohol. They lose their families, they lose their job, they lose their home, and they end up on the streets. In 2014, according to the National Alliance of Homelessness, our First Lady Michelle Obama issued the Mayor's Challenge to end veteran homelessness. She has received pledges from 355 mayors, 7 governors, and 112 city and county officials. And the first of all cities to end their homelessness among their veteran population was the city of New Orleans, and that was after Hurricane Katrina. They had taken abandoned buildings and apartments and houses. They partnered with Home Depot, Lowe's, Sears, and certain other major corporations and local furniture stores, and they made these into habitable housing for our homeless veterans. Meet Roger Hornsby. Roger Hornsby is a combat Marine veteran, and he's formerly homeless. Exactly 1 year ago this month, Roger Hornsby was walking the streets and he was noticed by a Good Samaritan in a Waffle House parking lot in downtown Nashville. This Samaritan took pity on him because he himself had formerly been homeless. He asked Mr. Hornsby if he would like to join him for dinner, and they went into the Waffle House. The waitress there politely told them the Good Samaritan can stay and eat, but Mr. Hornsby had to leave because his shirt and his pants were dirty and his shoes were torn. They left, decided not to stay. They went to another Waffle House across town in downtown Nashville, and they were gladly accepted and happily welcomed in. Mr. Hornsby realized that he had forgotten his belongings at the previous Waffle House they were at. His whole life and everything he owned fit in this bag. They threw his belongings and his wheelchair in the trash. Thanks to the Good Samaritan and Channel 4 News, they managed to get him into Matthew 25, which is a shelter for homeless veterans. And thanks to the partnership with the challenge that Michelle Obama issued and the partnership with Patriots Place, a now nice home, Roger Hornsby has a great place to live. He no longer is an alcoholic. He has a steady job. He no longer needs a wheelchair. He walks with a cane. He is a happy, healthy veteran who is no longer homeless. As you sit here today, ask yourself, what can you do to end this growing problem, not just for homeless veterans, but all veterans? First and foremost is awareness, tolerance, understanding, and third is communication. Thank you very much, and I've enjoyed your attention.